exemplars of excellence and style. Young folk, I want to speak directly to you. Did you notice the humility? Did you notice their mastery of the subject matter, but also connecting their vision to execution? Did you notice that this living legend, this intellectual giant, this cultural icon, for 50 years has been a long distance runner and brings us together every year. Give it up for this brother, my dear brothers. Give it. That's right. From Gut in West Virginia to Harvard University, my brothers give it. We love him. We love him. People always ask me, how can you be a revolutionary and spend so much time with Skip Gates? He's just a progressive. I said, let me tell you something. Love always cuts deeper than politics. When we overlap in so many ways, I'll take a bullet for this brother. Sister Mary, all knows this companion. I want to salute Brother President Larry Bacow. His principle, commitment to diversity is real and genuine. Let's give it up for this brother. He's serious. He's got a hatred of racism in all of its various forms. He comes from the rich prophetic tradition of our Jewish brothers and sisters and recognizes the ways in which that leads him to keep track of the humanity of black and white and red and Jewish and Muslim and whatever. That's what the best of Harvard is all about. Give it up. We salute Sister Adele. Oh yes, oh, salute our dear sister. And then old brother Glenn, oh, every 3 months we get a chance to spend time together, pushing each other. He said, what you spending time with Bernie Sanders for? I said, I think he's right. What you spending time for those other Democrats for? I love that brother when he's right, when he's wrong, and when the money's flowing, it's flowing from his heart. Give it up to Brother Glenn. See, I'm from California, so I've never been a Boston Celtic fan, even though we gave you Bill Russell from San Francisco. But I love him anyway. Love him anyway. And to have Marion Kielsen, is she still there? Yes, she is. To have Lando and Anita. To have Mercedes and David. To have Connie. And to have Preston and Precious Son. My God. And to see their pictures. See, I arrived here 50 years ago. And to think that this legacy is still going on. I want to remind us, given the standing alone representative, because when you all look at these brothers and sisters, the chocolate ones, 400 years of being hated, and look at all the love you're still dishing out. 400 years of being terrorized, look at all the freedom you're still unleashing on the world. 400 years of being traumatized, look at how you heal us. That's the tradition of W.B. Du Bois. Yes, we got a lot of gangster activity in the White House. But I believe in Christian hatred. I hate the sin and still try to love the sinner. That's what I learned in Vacation Bible School. When you look at these brothers and sisters, their lives are enacting so much of the best of the afterlives of their mothers and fathers and grandfathers and grandmothers and aunts and uncles and aunts and teachers and coaches and jazz and blues and hip hop and rhythm and blues teachers. That's what you're looking at when you're looking at these folks. You're looking at a great tradition of a great people. Let's just be honest about it. Goes beyond the individual, goes beyond the person, but we choose to do that. There's a history of black gangsters and black thugs too. They chose something else, but they could change too. All of us got a little gangster in us. I know I do. I'm just speaking for myself. But young folk, before we go, ending with the music, echoing that last chapter of W. Boyce's Souls of Black Folk, published in 1903, April 18th, 1903. 35 years old. Especially to the younger generation. I'm thinking especially of Precious Ayana, who was the precious child of Brandon and Shaggy, who just turned the corner. I got a smile on my face. She's part of that same tradition of building on the best of what has come before. But Dubois did stand alone in February 1942 with the executive order of 9066, where FDR, the liberal president, chose to bring our Japanese brothers and sisters in internment camps. 10 of them, 120,000. Du Bois was the only black spokesman who stood with Norman Thomas and John Dewey and Reinhold Niebuhr, who wrote what you just read. That's Reinhold Niebuhr, very close to President Williams. Du Bois stood alone, not in the spirit of self-righteousness. He could agree to disagree. All of us agreed to disagree. We had a wonderful dialogue on divestment this past semester. We agree to disagree. We jazz like. We lifting our voices. We're not looking for unanimity. We're looking for respectful dialogue with one another, being that we're attempting to engage in a quest for truth. Du Bois had a teacher named William James who invited him to the philosophy club that excluded black folk. Same department of our dear brother Tommy Shelby now teaches. William James did not have an A.B., didn't have a M.A., he didn't have a Ph.D., but he was the greatest philosopher of his day. He was the most adorable. The tender man. He was alluring, but he was given an honorary degree at Harvard, June the 24th, 1903, just a few weeks after Du Bois's text was published. And he had just written Du Bois. He said, as my student, I want the world to know that your voice is now on the international stage. He wrote that to his brother, the great Henry James, one of the finest of all literary artists. But when, in fact, he received the honorary degree, William James walks up to the microphone. He said, I want to give a talk entitled The True Harvard. And he says, what Harvard is about is not valorizing public idols or vulgar ends. It's not just about success. It's about greatness. Yes, we applaud your success, no doubt. But greatness is something else. And that's what we're accenting tonight. What you use your success for. And that's precisely what William James said. He said, the thoughts and exemplary deeds are like seeds in Harvard as a botanical garden that grows. That's what our commitment to Veritas is about. That's what you are representing. The condition of truth is always to allow suffering to speak. That's what greatness is. Du Bois was not always right either. He was wrong on a number of issues, on the Soviet Union, for example. But what we accent tonight is the way in which the true Harvard is the Harvard that mustered the courage in the souls of the students, of young people who stand not just for folk who look like you, but for Japanese, for Mexicans, for Muslims, for Jews, for Dalits, for Roman, Gypsies, Dalits, across the board. That's what true greatness is. And that is what is so magnificent about the spirit of this place right now in Sanders Theater. And you're going to hear a little bit more of it with the Kuumba singers, because they're going to take us higher just before we leave. Let us salute the Kuumba singers. Let us salute the magnificent recipients. Let us salute our three leaders here. Let's go out.